This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Get real.
Welcome to DBL and happy 14th birthday to my dog.
Oh, yeah.
Josie Rose. All those pet parents out there, you know what I'm talking about. All right, we are going to start today with not only that news, but some more incredible good news. Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin is showing remarkable improvement, according to his doctors. Now, this is after, if you remember, he went into cardiac arrest on the field. He's now awake. He's communicating. He even asked the nurses who won Monday's night's game, and they reportedly said, quote, "You won. You've won the game of life." If that doesn't make you want to cry, you don't have a heart. We're also learning that assistant athletic trainer Denny Kellington right here was the hero who saved Hamlin's life by giving him CPR. That's according to the Bills head coach. This morning, Hamlin was taken off the ventilator and his breathing tube was removed. He reportedly told his teammates, "Love you boys," over FaceTime. For more on this just miraculous news, we are joined by Dr. Coley. So good to see you, and so good to see you on Great News Day.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. So, Dr. Coley, we want to know what your take is on these updates and the timeline of how Hamlin is doing.
You know, I'm so pleased with what I'm seeing here. I mean, in 2 days, he was prone positioned on his tummy just a little while ago, and now the breathing tube is out. He's breathing on his own. So I think from a respiratory standpoint, this is really encouraging. It means he's protecting his airway. It means the lungs have recovered enough that he's not requiring a lot of oxygen or a lot of support. And from a neurological perspective, I was even more thrilled. I mean, he's following commands, he's communicating. Now you can imagine when he fell backwards from a standing position, that not only, of course, can impact your organs, but can also cause spinal cord trauma. It can break your neck, it can cause injury of the spinal cord, cause paralysis. And so the fact that he's moving all his extremities and interacting, it's really reassuring. And I actually heard from an update from his doctors that there doesn't appear to be any sign on imaging either on his MRIs.
No damage done.
Significant brain damage.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just want to say, like, having played football a lifetime ago and watching those players go through that emotion, I can't imagine what it's like in that your own family space, right? And having him FaceTime you and talk, it had to be really an emotional moment for the Buffalo Bills. But that being said, Doc, what does a recovery look like for him? And I don't want to go to, is he going to play football again? It's way too early. Let's baby
Well
step.
said. Well
What
said.
does it, thank you. What does a recovery look like for Hamlin at this point?
It looks long, and we have to accept that. And we're all celebrating his victory today. But remember, it's going to be a roller coaster, up and down. And we're talking weeks, if not months, for him to really be back to full after what has happened to him. Now, the fact that he was 24 years old, he had 24-year-old organs, and he got that high-quality CPR right away, I think that's really going to dramatically improve his recovery. But essentially what's going to happen now over the next several weeks is they're going to try to figure out what happened with his heart. Why did this happen? Do they need to put an internal defibrillator in, which is called an ICD, which is that insurance policy to prevent this from happening again? And then that would help us answer that question, Jeff, that whether he'll ever play again. But the physical recovery, breathing again, swallowing again, getting his muscle strength back. I'm also wondering what the shape of his kidneys and liver is right now. We haven't heard about those organs. Hopefully he's not on dialysis, but did they get injured? Will he need any kind of long-term treatment for those organs?
And real quickly before you jump into it, do your organs somehow rehabilitate themselves over time? They do.
They do. They do. I mean, our body has an immense capacity to heal itself. And so our job is to give it all the right environment to heal. So he's going to need really good nutrition. He's going to need to be mobilized. So if he keeps sitting in a bed, and that's one of the big things about getting that breathing tube out, he can get blood clots, he can get muscle atrophy, he can have all these things happen to him that can make the situation worse, infections. So the next few weeks are going to pulling out the tubes, pulling out the catheter from his bladder, trying to get some of his lines taken out and such, and getting him walking. But yeah, the organs will really heal themselves. Liver, of course, has a great capacity to regenerate.
I love the liver.
Is it your favorite organ?
I think so. It's regenerative.
Oh,
it's
that broke
fabulous.
my heart. I thought it would be my
I know.
organ.
I'm speaking to a cardiologist. I'm so sorry about that. You know what I think is amazing too is the CPR that man did. Don't you guys wear like protection? He had to like get through all of that.
No. You just cut it. It's a string, so I'm sure they took that off.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, that was good to know. Okay. There was also reason to celebrate this morning on the Today Show. Al Roker returned more than 2 months away. He was first admitted to the hospital back in November, and here is what Al had to say about what happened. Let's take a look.
I had blood clots that they think came up after I had COVID in September. And then, I had this internal bleeding going on. I lost half my blood. And they were trying to figure out where it was. And finally, they went in, did this surgery, and it ended up 2 bleeding ulcers, had to resection the colon, take out my gallbladder, redo my duodenum. I went in for 1 operation. I got 4 free.
Wow. I mean, first of all, he looks great.
He does.
He's in great spirits, and I know that he's making jokes about it, but this sounds like it was really serious. So what all was he going through during this point?
It was serious. And, we know that blood clots can happen after COVID infection. In fact, we know that they can happen a year later. And, so that can really affect our risk. In his particular case, he also has prostate cancer. I don't know what the status of his cancer is, but cancer makes our blood thicker. So it makes it more likely to develop blood clots as well when we have cancer. And then some of the other things we talk about, being sedentary or anything like that, can increase your risk for blood clots. But it just was a domino effect in his case, unfortunately. The blood clots prompted them to put him on a blood thinner, which then uncovered the bleeding ulcers, which then made him lose, he said, half his blood volume. I mean, that's a lot. And he ended up in the intensive care unit. And then sometimes in order to save the body, you have to compromise the organs. So if your colon is bleeding and you can't fix the ulcer because the top surface has been peeled off, you just take out that piece. So that's what he's talking about, where they did a colon resection and they took out his gallbladder and reconstructed his intestines. So his recovery is also going to be challenging because his diet, his bowel movements, all of that are going to be affected moving forward. And it's going to be tricky whether or not to continue to treat him with blood thinners.
Yeah, right. You have to fix that.
So, Doc, this isn't a gotcha question. I'm not pushing the envelope. It's in the prompter. Are blood clots a common thing to get after COVID?
They're not common, but they're not uncommon. So we actually have good data on this now because we've had so many people get COVID. So the chance of getting a blood clot in your veins, which can then go to your lungs like it did in Al Roker's case and cause, problems with the heart and such, is like 0.25%. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you have over 1 million people that have gotten COVID, it can increase the risk, especially in young, healthy people. And then the chance of getting a clot in the arteries, like having a heart attack or losing a limb because the arterial blood got clotted off, that's a little higher. That's about 0.5%. So still very rare. I don't want everyone who's had COVID to panic.
Sure.
But I also feel like the year after you've had the infection, you're not out of the woods. Your body is still in this inflammatory state, and that's kind of what we talk about long COVID too. Is it the virus? Is it the inflammation from the virus? We don't really know. But the body's not completely recovered.
That's really important to know. We have a quick question here. We got a viewer question for you about a new COVID variant. This is from Betsy. Thank you, Betsy. She emailed us asking, does the latest booster vaccine shot help you protect from this very latest variant? If you guys don't know, it's XBB 1.5.
Yeah, it's called the Scrabble variant, right? Because it's got lots of letters.
Can I buy a vowel?
Yeah. So it's a descendant of Omicron. So the short answer is yes. The booster, the bivalent booster, which has, the parent strain and it has the Omicron, does offer some protection. Now, it's not as good protection as it does against the original Omicron because this variant is the smartest immune escape variant yet, which means it's got the most tricks up its sleeve to evade our immune system. So you'll still have the breakthrough infection, probably more likely than you would have if you got the original parent, but much better than not getting the booster at all. And even if you got that breakthrough infection, the risk is it's going to be much milder.
Wow. Thank you for all that information. You are just a wealth of knowledge. Thank you again for being here and answering all our questions. If you guys have a question for Coley like Betsy, just write us. You can also follow Dr. Coley on Twitter at PyleColeyMD. We could read your question on air. Thank you so much again, Dr. Coley. All right, coming on up on DBL, our interview with actress Bridget Moynihan. What was it like for her directing the new season of Blue Bloods? And switching gears to a very serious story, the Idaho murder case. Why did it take a surviving roommate 6 hours to call 911? Stay tuned for that. It's a new year and DBL is all the talk.
Let's get it going.
We had a lot to talk about last year.
I'm flexing every day.
And we're not stopping in 2023.
I'll see you guys on the flip side.
No worries. So, just so you guys know, it's my birthday coming up. I'll be saying it every day until the 12th. And some of us are going to a little vacation this weekend. Yes.
You said that the suspect like had an outburst.
Yeah, he just said I love you. Yeah, I saw that. Thank you so much,
I just
Emily.
wanted to clarify before we go.
If I say that, we're going to a little vacay. We'll be headed off to Anyway, we're gonna go. I'm really nervous. Everyone else is really excited. I don't like to travel. Yeah, I'm really anxious, and everyone else is like, shut up, get it together. It's such an easy flight. I'm going with friends, but I'm just anxious. And I guess Southwest, I'm just really anxious. I've been traumatized. Thank you. No, I know it's like a good thing. But anyway, let me know if you have any travel hacks or thoughts or prayers. Also, look how cool Erica looks in that outfit.
It's called a zoo.
Do I look cool?
Like zoo suit. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Look at these.
Ooh, I love those. That's my favorite. If every one of my sweaters could have a little thumb hole, I would be.
Excuse me, I'm eating.
Yeah. Yeah, so what else is going on?
Happy Friday, Mia. Are you going to Vegas?
I am.
We're going to Vegas
Yes.
this weekend, DBL Nation. Bye.
Yes.
Welcome back to DBL. We are hearing more details about the 4 college students who were stabbed to death in Idaho. But first, we actually want to clarify something we talked about yesterday. There were some reports that the FBI had told Indiana police to pull over the suspect while he was driving cross country. But today we're learning the FBI is denying that claim. Now for the new details, the suspect, Brian Koberger, was in court yesterday. He was denied bail. Police have also released his arrest affidavit. Okay, this is a crazy story, but listen up. It reveals that one of the surviving roommates heard several scuffles throughout the night and opened her door 3 separate times to take a look. Now, at one point, she heard a roommate say, quote, "Someone is here." She also heard a man say, "It's okay, I'm here to help you." After hearing crying, she opened her door and saw a masked man in the hallway. He walked by her and left. She called 911 around 6 hours later. Meanwhile, the parents of one of the victims is asking for the death penalty, saying they'll forgive the suspect after he pays for what he's done. So I think it's a more nuanced conversation than how could she not have called in 6 hours, because let's just paint the picture here. In a big college house in which a lot of people are walking around, perhaps she thought it was someone she knew, someone around there. What are you guys thinking about that? Jeff, what do you think? I know it's hard to hear.
No, it's not. I think it's just adding to the Lifetime Movie of the Week story, right? Or the Netflix series special. There's a million reasons why she couldn't have called. Perhaps she was scared. Perhaps she might have been out for some drinks the night before.
Right.
Perhaps she saw that guy because they had some sort of relationship. There's a lot of excuses of why she didn't call, and then when something was wrong, she finally called. There might be some foul play. There might be something up, but I think that's conspiracy, right? Why she called, I don't know. Why she didn't, I don't know. I just don't like the fact, and I keep harping on this, that this man is in jail, probably receiving letters from insane people praising him in some sort of way because they're deranged themselves. And this will be a movie of the week. This will be a Netflix special, and it sickens me, and I can't even imagine what the parents are going through. Asking for the death penalty, forgiving him is one thing, but asking for a death penalty, I'm all for. Sorry.
Yeah, I
appreciate that.
I mean, it is shocking to hear that someone waited 6 hours to call, but also when you are amidst trauma, who knows what the situation was. So the immediate thing was, if she went back into her room, did she barricade herself in the room not knowing who else was in the house? If she was still in danger, did she wait until she felt like she could move? Because I'll just say, having been in a trauma situation where someone is in your home, like breaking into your home, I couldn't get myself to actually leave my room and run down the stairs to let the police in because I couldn't physically
You were frozen.
do it.
Wow.
Yeah. So at that point, like even with 8 officers who all had their guns surrounding my home at that point, they had to coax me out of the house or they were going to break down the door. Wow. So in that moment, I chose to move. So I know it sounds shocking, but at the same time, there could be a million reasons why something like that, you know, could happen. I feel for the family. I feel for the community. You know, it's just, this is just a lot, and it's just a sick world that we live in, and I don't blame the parents for wanting the death penalty. If I were a parent in that situation, I would want to evoke the death penalty myself. So it's a terrible situation.
Yeah, I am against the death penalty, but if any case rises to the occasion of a capital punishment case, I would think this case would be that kind of case. Again, 4 people died here. I want to spend more time thinking about them, praying for their families, than the monster that did that. We'll be right back.
A popular app used to order food is now ordered to pay up after settling a lawsuit with the district. Grubhub delivering $3.5 million to D.C. The D.C. Attorney General went after the delivery service last year, saying its hidden fees and quote-unquote deceptive marketing tactics violated the district's consumer protection laws, and that the insult added to the injury of COVID-19 impacts. The settlement agreement came out just days ago. So what do you do to get the money, and how much are we talking? Let's verify. Our sources are the office of now former Attorney General Karl Racine and the settlement agreement between the district and Grubhub. Here's how it will work. Of that headline $3.5 million in the settlement, $2.5 million will be payments to impacted current account holders, meaning someone who paid a small order or service fee with their Grubhub order from a DC restaurant from January 1st, 2016 through the last day of last year. Grubhub is instructed to divide customers into 3 groups based on their app usage. One group will get at least $4.50, the next at least $7, and the third group no less than $10. But nobody gets more than $75 to total out to $2.5 million. Grubhub has until mid-March to pay up, and it will come automatically in the form of credit on the app, good for 90 days. And according to the agreement, whatever credit goes unused by then will come to users in the form of a check. Grubhub has also been ordered to make some changes to the way it operates here in D.C., including prominently disclosing fees, stop charging menu prices higher than those at the restaurant unless that's clearly disclosed, and stop advertising free delivery in cases where fees do in fact apply. With your Verify, I'm Abby Larico.
Welcome back. She exploded onto the scene more than 20 years ago in hits like Coyote Ugly, Sex and the City, and of course, the hit show Blue Bloods for over 250 episodes and counting. Earlier, we spoke with the lovely Bridget Moynihan. Take a look.
Please welcome to the show actor, producer, and now director Bridget Moynihan.
Sorry, that's me. I was very excited to see you. Blue Bloods. My parents are obsessed with this. It's now in its 13th season, and for the second time, you are directing episodes of the show, Mazel Tov, including the latest one. What's the best part about finally directing a show that you know so well, because you know them, right?
You know, I feel really fortunate that I get to explore this aspect of my career and of the field with all these people I've been on a show with for 13 years. I'm doing it with family. Obviously, everyone's kind of supporting me and cheering me on. So it's a very safe environment. You know, I certainly the first episode I directed, I was very nervous and I went extra prepared. And, you know, the second episode was a little bit calmer for me. I had a little bit more comfort under my belt, but you know, hopefully I'll have the opportunity to go on to other shows or do some film, and we'll see how that goes for me.
Good for you for taking that leap.
I know.
Good for you.
Absolutely. Bridget, you look magical, by the way. Like it's very like you're floating around.
Oh, do I? Do I look like I'm floating in some weird?
It looks great. I had to acknowledge that. But I have some goals in 2023, and a lot of them are eating dinner with my family. So the famous dinner scenes have become some of the most memorable parts of the show, and sometimes you'll spend whole days shooting them. What makes these scenes so essential to the show?
You know, I think that for the audience, everybody seems to really relate to that scene of getting around the table with your loved ones, whether they're your, birth families or the families you make with your friends. That yearning to be around the table with people that you love on a consistent basis and sharing your ups and downs, your wins, your losses, whatever, and sometimes disagreeing, sometimes not, but just being surrounded by your loved ones, I think, is something that people respond to on TV and maybe, wish to have in their lives a little bit more.
It's oddly comforting, those scenes. But I have to talk to you about
luckily, we don't have to shoot it all day long anymore. Now it only takes about 3 hours.
Because you'd be eating all day long.
Mashed potatoes for 3 hours is not fun.
So much starch. I know. So Bridget, I have to talk to you about your character, Natasha from Sex and the City, who recently popped back up in Just Like That. What was it like returning to such a big character in your career so many years later?
Just dropping that Trinity. Oh, when I first went on to Sex and the City, it was right at the beginning of my career. I kind of did that and Coyote Ugly at the same time. And jumping onto a show like Sex and the City with Sarah Jessica Parker and all those characters who have been in the business for such a long time, and it was really a show that was in motion. I was very, very nervous. And now, how many years later, I definitely felt a lot more comfortable, but I'll be honest, I still got super giddy seeing, the first scene I shot was when my character was up in an apartment building or the office building, and I looked down the street and see them, and they're all dressed in those, amazing costumes. And it was in the middle of COVID, and everything just felt like kind of black and white. And then Sex and the City came again, and like fashion came back, fun came back, everything. They really just, seeing those girls back on the streets of New York really, put a little step into all of our
That must have been
days.
Awesome. I mean, now we only have 30 seconds left, so I got to get to this. You are in a new short film that you also produced called Swipe NYC that's in film festivals now. Congratulations. As somebody that mainly works in television, what drew you to the avenue of short film?
Well, I worked with Sue, the director, Sue Zarko-Kramer before, and so I was really happy to get back in business with her, and being in the capacity of producer was something I've been wanting to do. We're submitting to film festivals now and hopefully pitching it as a TV show as soon as possible. So hopefully it will be coming to a station near you.
Look at her. I know. Bravo.
Different hats.
Does it all.
Yeah.
Nice
does it all.
career.
I know.
Wow.
We're so proud of you. Congratulations. DBL Nation, be sure to check out Bridget on Blue Bloods, Fridays on CBS. Bridget Moynihan, thank you so much. We'll be right back. Thank you.
The two most popular COVID vaccines in the U.S., Pfizer and Moderna, are both what are known as mRNA vaccines. mRNA stands for messenger ribonucleic acid, and it's a critical component of cell function. Verified viewer Scott said he heard the mRNA in the COVID-19 vaccine can stay in your body a long time after you get the shot. So is that true? Let's verify. Our sources, the CDC, the National Library of Medicine, University of Missouri Healthcare, Nebraska Medicine, and Stuart Ray, an infectious diseases professor at Johns Hopkins. mRNA acts as a set of instructions telling cells how to make certain proteins. Ribosomes, the protein-making machines inside the cells, use those instructions. Once they're done making the protein, they discard the instructions, which then naturally break down. Now, the way a traditional vaccine works, you get a weakened version of a virus. Then your immune system is easily able to defeat it, and in the process forms antibodies for it. So the next time you're exposed to that virus, your body can quickly recognize and kill it. mRNA vaccines work similarly, but instead of the whole virus, you just get the instructions for one of the virus's proteins. Your ribosomes create a little bit of that protein, which by itself is harmless, and the immune system quickly recognizes that the protein is foreign and creates antibodies for it. Then the ribosome discards the instructions, the mRNA, just like it does for anything else it makes. All our sources say once discarded, the mRNA breaks down usually within a few hours, a few days at most. It's actually a pretty fragile substance, which is why the vaccine has to be handled carefully and kept cold. Dr. Stuart Ray told us, quote, We know from many decades of work that mRNA is short-lived, among the least persistent of the macromolecules in our body. In no instance have we found mRNA that lasts for a long time in living tissue. So we can verify no, mRNA from the COVID-19 vaccine does not stay in your body a long time. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's fast facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
Verify here with your fast fact. At the start of each Congress, House representatives cast their votes to determine who becomes Speaker. The person who receives more than 50% of the votes is elected, but some online are wondering whether that person also has to be from the party who holds the majority of the House. So, let's verify. Does the Speaker of the House have to be from the party that holds the majority? These are our sources. The U.S. Constitution says the House of Representatives shall choose their Speaker and other officers, and that's all it says. It makes no mention of the Speaker having to be from the majority party of the House, although they historically have been. So, no, the Speaker of the House does not have to be from the majority party. In fact, the Speaker doesn't even have to be a member of the House. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and even Colin Powell have received votes for the position. With your Fast Fact, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back. Did you know that your diet can actually improve your joint health? It's time for some joint and muscle support brought to you by Omega XL. Eating healthy can build muscle and help you lose excess weight that may be causing joint pain. You can keep your bones strong by eating food with calcium and vitamin D, such as dairy products and other fortified foods. Like adding some fish, like salmon and leafy green veggies into your diet. These foods can also reduce inflammation in your joints. Omega XL has improved the lives of millions of consumers, supported by 30 years of clinical research. Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. So call 1-800-813-6801 or visit OmegaXL.com for more information. And like always, every January, what do I say?
We don't know.
My birthday is coming up.
When is it?
The 12th, and I want everyone to remember, because I'm one of those people that like the whole month. It's a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Happy early birthday.
We'll be celebrating.
All right.
Oh,
Yes.
you sure will.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will. So any other Capricorns out there, Januaries, let me know for birthday twins. I'm excited.
I'm speechless.
Are you? Seems like it. DBL is new every day. We will see you the same time, the same place on Monday. Y'all have a great
Happy birthday
weekend.
to everybody born in January.
Thank you.
There you go.
That's
there
exactly
you go. That's how we're
right.
going to close every
Different
show.
Capricorns. We'll see you soon, and be good to yourselves, all right? Take care, guys.